Happy birthday to me. 50 years in the books. And I was sitting here thinking that you ever experienced love for the first time or falling in love when you first see someone? Like, I never experienced that until this year. Now, I've been married 12 years? Yeah. 11 years. I'm ahead of myself. 11 years. And getting to know my wife, I fell in love with her, right? It wasn't like love at first sight, not like we see and we hear in books and movies and things like that. And I never believed that was possible until this year, where I fell in love upon sight. For the first time, I saw myself and fell in love. Now, hear me out, because I know a cultural belief is that signifies fully yourself or conceited or narcissist. You know, we have all these labels, not by accident, but we'll talk about that another time. But when someone says they fell in love with themselves, what I mean is that I finally looked at myself and liked the person that I saw. In fact, I was in love with the person that I see now. Like, I look at my own videos, not in an obsession way, but there was a time where I didn't even like to hear my own voice, and some people are still like that. Like, I was very insecure about my voice, about what I was saying. Did I sound right? Did I look right? We go through all these things about ourselves. And it dawned on me, it's because we're not confident in ourselves, which confidence breeds power. Power is love. We don't really, truly love ourselves. We find something wrong with ourselves. That's not by accident, but again, that's another conversation for another time. We're having a good birthday conversation right now about loving ourselves, falling in love with ourselves. Because there's a difference. Like, you may say you love yourself, but are you in love with yourself? Because when you're in love with yourself, think about your partner, or think about the last time you were in love. If you were ever in love, you did what you wanted to, or you did things to make that person smile. You see, you can love someone, but you don't have to necessarily make them smile all the time. Like, you love your siblings, you love your friends, you love, people in your family. You don't go out of your way to make them smile at times. Like, when you were in love, when you first fall in love with someone, you just want to be around that person. They light you up. They make you feel good. Imagine if you were like that with yourself. You see, when we think of our loved ones, we typically think about family, our partner, our kids, our parents, even the ones you're mad at. We still love them, but they're part of our family. We think about our friends, good friends that we've had since over years. I was on the phone with one of my buddies. We've been friends since I was 9, so 41 years. Still got mad love for them. When I think of loved ones, our family, our friends always fill up those spots. Even our pets. I'm not a pet person, but I understand that pets are, like loved ones. I get it. Because we sacrifice our time, our energy, and our money to take care of our loved ones. But here's the here's the uh, here's the thing. Here's the ironic part, and I like to frame it as the unfortunate truth. Is that we're never on that list of loved ones. We're never on that list of loved ones. Once again, that's not by accident, but that's another conversation for another time. But the fact that we would sacrifice our time, our energy, even our money to take care of our loved ones because we love them, the fact that we're not on that list not only says we don't have time and energy for ourselves, but it also says that we're not very loving to ourselves at times, at moments. Physically, if we're not working out, trying to eat some of the best foods to take care of this vessel, it's not to say that we don't love ourselves. We're just not very loving to ourselves. Even emotionally. You know, when you have those emotional triggers, you see, here's the deal. Those physical muscles and those emotional muscles, they work hand in hand. So if you're not like taking care of your body in the gym or trying to eat healthy, that's not very loving to yourself. But those emotional muscles, when you get triggered and the kids say crash out or you lose it, you go off and you are having these emotional reactions, that strain on your body because you're disconnected, you have given away your power because of someone else's behavior. We've all been there. We lose it. Lose it. It is the power. You lose that power. And so, oh, wait a minute. I'm getting some birthday calls in. Because you lose that power, it puts a strain on your body. Your body is now at a dis-ease. It's disconnected. It's not functioning. It's dysfunctional. That's why we have so much dysfunction in our family, because this belief system that allows us to disconnect. It's not our fault. It's not our fault, but it is our responsibility once we become aware what we are doing to ourselves, that we're not on our own list of loved ones. Once we become aware of how we are showing up for ourselves. Listen, this culture profits off of our inability to show up for ourselves. Oh, you don't want to eat healthy? Ah, don't worry. We got some medicine for that, for whatever goes on with your body. We got you. Do you, YOLO. Oh, you don't want to work out? Oh, don't worry. We got surgeries. We can cut that off. Don't worry about that. Great profits are profited on our inability to show up for ourselves. Once again, that's not by accident, but we'll talk about that another time. But the emotional component of that as well. If we're not mindful of taking care of our emotional wellness, those emotional muscles, it also puts a strain, dis-ease on the body. And that's great profits in that as well. It's not our fault, but it becomes our responsibility because awareness brings responsibility. You see, we've been programmed, in a sense. I wouldn't say, let's not say program. I know that's a little touchy for some people. Let's say we inherited beliefs. It's kind of like this phone that you may be listening to me on right now. Whether it's Samsung, Apple, the moment you powered that phone up and able to connect to the world, it actually came with some apps, pre-installed, designed for that phone, as if they knew you needed these apps, right? You're no different. The moment you came into this life, you're also connected to a family. You're also able to connect to the world, but you were also given pre-installed beliefs designed for you, but not by you. You are inherited these beliefs. In my humble opinion, most of those beliefs are rooted in fear. Because we don't love self-love. We don't learn self-love in school. We don't learn it at home. Most of us don't. So most of us never learn self-love. This is why you don't put yourself on your list of loved ones. We've been taught to seek external validation, to get a reflection of our worth, of how much people love us, or how much they validate us shows how much we're worthy of. And it starts, ironically, I shouldn't say it starts, but we get our first glimpse of it on our birthdays, on our first day of being birthed. This is where we get our external validation. Now, there's nothing wrong with external validation, right? Problem only happens when you don't get the validation. How do you show up then? We've been getting validation the moment we came into this world. People are lit up and giving us all the love, and we're worthy of all the attention, all the energy, the kisses, and he's so cute and she's so cute. We're getting all that attention. That feels good, right? That feels real good. In fact, it feels so good that I want it all the time, in every interaction, in every relationship. This is a must need. I need to have this. And again, there's nothing wrong with getting external validation. Here's the issue. When you don't get it, how do you show up then? Today is my 50th birthday, right? And birthdays are external validation on steroids. This culture makes us believe that we should get external validation, or we should get all the attention, all the love, all the energy, because this is the day of our birth. Now, what did you do? That all this attention, if anything, should go to your mom and your parents, I should say. But it was all about your parents, all about mom. Then the moment you got here, it became about you, no longer about them. If you're a parent, you know what I'm talking about. But that external validation has been rooted in that pre-installed beliefs your whole entire life. And you've been also inherited beliefs that when you don't get that, how to show up. And depending on what you saw growing up, really determines on how you react when you are triggered from not getting what you expect to get, because expectations are recipes for disappointment. Disappointments can lead to disconnections. And depending on what you saw growing up, this is what you learn, how to behave. Your emotional reactions are often things that we learn or saw growing up from our caregivers. Learned behavior. Listen, my time is up. Let's talk again. It's my birthday. So drop it in the chat. Tell me happy birthday. Chapter 50 has begun. New decade, new half century, as they say. But listen, a day is a day. And each day gives us an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to connect, and to show gratitude. So I'm thankful for the love that I have for myself. I'm thankful for showing up for myself. And I want you to be the same exact way. I want you to be in love with yourself and have great gratitude for yourself. Validate yourself. We've been taught our whole lives that it's better to give than receive. And I agree with the sentiments, but it's slightly misunderstood. It's better to give yourself the love, the validation, and respect than look to get it from anyone else first. Yo, I see you on the next video. Good talking to you. It's birthday time. Big time 50. Treat yourself to a smile. I see you soon.